Okay, for the question that was actually asked, which supplement should you take between these three I was offered? And these are the main three people use: ferrous sulfate, ferrous fumarate, and ferrous gluconate. So when you check these chemically, ferrous fumarate is actually 30% elemental iron. And fumarate is actually naturally found, or fumaric acid, which is what fumarate comes from, is found in apple juice. It's the reason for the tart taste in wine, and it's very concentrated in rhubarb. So we find a lot of this naturally in foods that we already eat. So on this check, I am actually going to... This is by no means a medicinal diagnosis, but if I had to give my chemical analysis on this and the bioabsorption of this, ferrous fumarate, in my opinion, is going to be your best one here for iron absorption. It is actually the highest amount of iron out of these three. And also the fumarate is something your body can use. So you're getting something your body can use, and you're getting your iron. So I would endorse this one. But I would also endorse that you eat it, again, by consuming vitamin C when you take it. And if you eat food when you take it, you can actually reduce your absorption by 30 to 50%. So people often eat foods so that they don't experience stomach side effects, but possibly either lower the dose or eat a small amount of food. But food absorption is going to reduce iron absorption. And that goes for all of these. The next one is ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is about 20% elemental iron. The thing I have with this one is, though you get about the same amount as the fumarate, sulfate is not something your body can use. Sulfate is something your body creates. We make sulfate in our body through an oxidation process, through using DMSO, converting into MSM, and anti-inflammatory reasons. Sulfates are what mushrooms, algae, and sulfate-reducing bacteria use. And we don't generally have that much of those things living in our body. So we don't like high amounts of sulfate. High amounts of sulfate can actually strip your body of nutrients. So we don't want to add something that can possibly take something away in this instance. So I am not, I generally don't endorse things with sulfate, mostly because we have an excess amount in all kinds of stuff. If you look at SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, that is in almost every soap that you buy at the store. So I'm not saying that all chemistry is the same, but sulfate's used in soap for a reason. And because it's not reactive. It's a surfactant. So the last one's ferrous gluconate. So this one actually has the lowest elemental iron by weight. It is 11.6% because it actually has to hold on to two gluconate molecules at the same time. So it is actually, in a way, naturally chelated. With this one, I actually would endorse this one as strong as the fumarate. While it has less elemental iron, you're getting gluconate, and gluconate is also something that the body uses very regularly to help promote oxygen environment in the mitochondria. So it helps give our cells oxygen. So oxygen is what we need to help absorb a lot of these things. So I would definitely endorse ferrous gluconate as well between these three. At the end of the day, I would probably, if I had to shoot for the one with just iron, it would be the fumarate. If I had to shoot for the one that I thought was doing beneficial stuff altogether, that might be more than just the iron, because we're more than just the elements that we're made of, I would go with the gluconate. And frankly, if I were taking the supplements, I would probably alternate between the two because they both have value. Personally, my supplementation comes through the food sources I eat. I try to make sure that I'm getting my chlorophyll content so that I have the right amount of heme in my blood. I try to make sure I love citrus, so I eat citrus all the time naturally. And then, I don't generally require too much meat. That might be more for a protein source for me. But that is my analysis on these things. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day, y'all.